Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my son, Michael Anthony, and welcome to Joe Boo's Day Job. We have, today's our second day this week of being down here. This is actually our third day of beginning our renovations on the place. First day we came through, we took up all the carpet and the laminate flooring. Yesterday we ended up replacing the two windows right here, as well as spackling up the walls. And today, we're going to start doing some of the painting. What I would recommend, if you have rental properties, this is actually, believe it or not, the paint that I had bought the last time I had tenants, or excuse me, the last time we turned it over. I actually still have about 7 gallons of it. Probably not enough to do the whole place, but definitely enough to at least get good and started. I was going to spray this morning. The power we had off because I forgot to put the power in my name after the tenants left, and it was off. It just got turned back on this morning, and so to save a little bit of time at the moment or prep work, I'm just going to go ahead and roll this front room in the kitchen so that way we don't have to cover up everything. Now I use an eggshell finish paint, and the reason I do is if somebody smokes in the house, or if they get a lot of dirt, or if they do a lot of cooking and greasy, foods, you can spray it with a degreaser and the stuff won't stick to it. If you use flat, the problem with using flat paint is it will basically absorb that. The other thing I do, this is like a light cream, is I'm painting the ceiling as well with the same paint. I've got a little Cove crown molding that's on here, but it just makes it easy to maintain, and the same protection that you have from the eggshell finish ends up being carried through. And with this being such a light color and things, it actually goes in well. Now what I'm going to do is I'll come back through to give it some pizzazz. We'll go through and all of our trim, we'll end up painting that, of course, white. Now, a little secret that I got, and this is one of those things that maybe it's an urban legend, but I believe it to be true. I had an old paint mixer, and back in the day, before they had the computers that just, color match everything, when you actually had to have people, and guys could literally look at a color, and they could mix it for you to that specification, just by looking at it. This old paint mixer, mixologist I guess we'll call them, ended up telling me, if you're getting paint like at Home Depot, white semi-gloss paint, get 2 drops of black added to it. And there's a reason behind that, is because the pure white paint doesn't have any pigment, it's harder for it to cover. So by putting 2 drops of black paint into the semi-gloss white, it doesn't really change the color, but it covers better. And so you'll end up getting less coats in there. The other thing I will tell you about is you're better off when you're painting using good paint. I know you don't want to spend more money on paint, but the reality is you get what you pay for. And when this paint right here is actually an inexpensive grade, which is typical for rental properties. It's very, very watery, so you end up getting more drops and stuff on it. But now, like Home Depot has their semi-gloss paints that are scuff guard, that are more resistant to scratches and things, and so it'll last longer. Now here's the nice thing about using, you can see already how much better it looks. Look at that. The place is beginning to look a whole lot better from just a couple of days ago. You can see it's the same color. So going back over using the same color, a nice neutral color will end up being easy to maintain. If the people move in, you leave some of that paint here on the location, so that way you have the mix. If they scratch stuff coming in, they can touch up the paint, or if you have to come back through, you can do that. So that's another one of those things that, and if you have multiple properties, it's better to keep consistently the same kind of stuff. One other thing I'm going to tell you about to be leery of, and this is a mistake that I've learned the hard way. There's Home Depot, Lowe's, and all that will have stuff you'll see at a real cheap price, and it'll be special purchase. And I remember, because I have multiple rental properties, there were these pull-out faucets, okay? And they were special purchase, and they were only like $39 a piece. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get me a bunch of those, and I'll just start using them for my properties. And so I bought like 5 or 6 of them, and I installed them in each one that I ended up building. And they looked great. The problem is none of them lasted much longer than about a year. And so I don't live close to where my rental properties are. One of the things that makes this more profitable, not that I'm saying there's profit in it, there really isn't. It's really about building equity more than anything else, is I don't live close down here. It's about a 130-mile drive when I get down here. The cost that I saved on the fixtures got wasted because of having to come back and change those again. So you turn around a year later and you're buying a new faucet, and you're having to spend the time of coming down and putting it in. And if you end up having a plumber that does your work, gotta tell you, a plumber to come in and change a washer, just to walk in the door, it's gonna be $100 or more. And especially right now, you're getting, excuse my language, the fuck you price from contractors. Because there's so much work going on, contractors, you know, you're having a ball because I can pick and choose the jobs I wanna do. If it's a little piddly job, you're gonna make it worth my while to come in. So it may end up being that to change that faucet might cost you $200 from the plumber. So I would have been better off spending about $100 on that faucet, getting one that's gonna last, that I'm not gonna have the issues with, and will hopefully hold up with a lot of use. Things you're gonna find out about some tenants that you get, some of them are, you know, they'll do a whole lot of fried cooking and you'll get grease everywhere. So I've got the ceiling fan that's over here, that the fan itself is not bad looking, but the fan blades have grease caked on it. I'm gonna try and put some degreaser on there and see if it comes off, but more than likely I'm gonna have to end up replacing the fan. So it's those kind of things that you wanna look for when you're a property owner or property manager. You want things to be easily replaced. And if you use consistency throughout your properties, it makes it easy. And since I used this color paint on all of them, I can take the paint that's left over here when I have to go to the next one and get started. So you're learning some of the mistakes that I have made, and that's a nice thing to find out something that somebody else has gone through and experienced that can help make you not make the same mistakes. You know, it's kind of like being a parent. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I appreciate you guys watching me at my day job, and I can't wait to get this place together. It's funny because when I came in, we started on Saturday, today's Thursday. I got back here yesterday, Wednesday, where it was just 3 work days ago to where it is already. It's literally changed and looks really nice again. All right, I got paint to do.